it's your boy PR to the CEE. I'd like to welcome you officially to this week's episode of Nollywood Flipside, turning your imaginations into realities and bringing entertainment to your doorstep. I'd like to apologize for being offline for a couple of weeks now. In Nigeria, we've been having issues concerning electricity and I have been down. I'm so excited, I'm grateful to God Almighty. I'm back on my feet right now and I'm hitting the ground running. Without wasting any time, folks, we're going to straight up into this week's special edition of Nollywood Flipside, and we are going to be looking at A Soldier's Story, a film that is produced and directed by Martin Bardos.
Sir, I pledged to serve my nation to the best of my ability.
You sent my husband to go and die.
Your husband has been chosen to serve this great nation.
My country needs me, honey.
What about me? Can I need you? You are sending my husband off to a war zone barely a week after our wedding.
Presenting this to you from the Nigerian Army in honor of a fallen officer.
This time I sent him straight to hell.
Alright, before I actually made up my mind to actually watch this particular movie, there have been so much accolades, there have been so much buzz in the media and on the internet about this particular film. So basically I probed further. I wanted to see what this particular film was all about because it premiered at the cinema. I never really had the opportunity to actually go there to the cinema and actually see for myself. This project is a Martin Bardos project, and he stars Linda Ejiofor, Daniel K. Daniel, Adesua Etomi, Tokwe Tedela. Alright, the simple story about this particular project is a Nigerian army officer who just newly got married and based on duty calls. He goes to the war front, he is caught up in a gun battle, and young Linda Ejiofor on their own, you know how it is, basically like when you have wars going on in different kind of places. He finds this guy almost half dead. He nurtures him to the point that he fully recovers. But this guy wasn't just going to have it easy. Daniel K. Daniel, the Lord, Daniel K. Daniel, who played the role of the antagonist. Daniel K. Daniel was taken off his comfort zone. And this is the first time in history, first time I've been seeing a lot of Daniel K. Daniels' job. I think this was the very first time that he was taken off his comfort zone and giving this kind of a tasking role. First of all, his tonation and then his attitude, then the kind of energy and then the drive. So basically, Daniel K. Daniel was to be the test for this young soldier having survived the gun battle. So Daniel K. Daniel feels that he is the man of the town, he owns the city because the city is a war-torn city, and he gives this guy a run for his money. So all along, when he was being sent to the war front, it never really occurred to me that it was a setup at the first instance. He returns home to see that his home has been deserted. His wife's whereabouts is nowhere to be found. I like to talk individually on Linda Ejiofor's performance on this particular project. I think she gave a very good account of herself. I love the rape scene, you know, they made it look so real, and the aggression in Daniel K. Daniel and his delivery, his lines, and the story had a strong single line and had one or two overriding problems. All of these problems were centered around this particular story, you know, just basically to drive in the point. The story had a moral argument where you see the actor and then the boss, as you put it in that way. It had a strong moral argument and the point was driven. The point was clear. The motive of the actor was clear to the audience. You know that this guy had an uphill task and he must overcome all challenges to actually fulfill the particular task that he's been assigned to. This story was carefully crafted, it was carefully thought, and then it was carefully written. It climaxed at some point, and then at some point again, it was relaxed. Your adrenaline goes up and then it comes down. So basically for me, that is a normal, regular pattern for a very good, decent movie coming from a Nigerian and having about 88 to 90% of the cast and crew has Nigerians. The only person that is actually out of this set that is part of this crew was just the guy who did the sound score. I had an opportunity of chatting up with one of the guys that was involved in the post-production, Jenny Scott. He actually perfected the sound design for this particular project. The sound design for this particular project was out of this world. It had this Hollywood feel. So I asked, I said, what would have been the most challenging thing that you encountered while actually carrying out this particular assignment? And then he made mention of the waterfall singing, and then he saying that the noise was actually horrible. And then I was like, how did you manage, to tame all of the ambiences, and you were able to actually pick out the voice of your main characters on set? And then there was like, it was the toughest challenge that he actually had to do. For me, the thing came out really, really nice. So this sound score guy did a very wonderful job there. So thumbs up to him. Another thing I like to talk about is the visual effects. I give kudos and give a lot of credit, even though I could see there were a few couple of flaws and all, but for me, they were very minimal. The visual effect was actually out of this world, was on point. He had this Hollywood feel, and I think he did a very nice job there with the visual effects and the camera movement and the panning, because it was a one-man show. It was Barton's idea and he drove it, and then he made no mistakes in trying to execute all of this. I didn't see anybody struggling with a particular role. I saw everybody just, they were just feeling themselves. Daniel K. I think he was more like just having his or he was just having fun. And the only issue possibly I would have had with this particular project would be that the guy who played the role of the younger brother to Elijah, I thought should have been made to be, the guy should have been much younger, because when they stand inside, it's almost like as if it's a boyfriend thing and a girlfriend thing. You get depth, you get life to these particular stories, and then the characters, everything was absolutely just amazing, was just on point. For me, it's Soldier Story 86%. So basically, folks, if you've enjoyed this week's episode, I'm still your boy Pierre out of the CAE. Do not make any hesitation. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then I'll see you at the flip side.